News tonight, Governor Soludo Latso Ocha Brigade for onslaught against tout illegal revenue collection in the state. Anambra Deputy Governor Ibe Zimmer asked the Abga faithful to prioritize collective interest of the party over personal gains. NAFDAC begins probe on safety of Indomie noodles. And on the foreigns in protest erupts after Palestinian hunger striker Carter dies in Israeli prison. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy, and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Chidema Orangwa. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has commended the staff of Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra Ocha Brigade for their efforts in sanitizing the state of touts and illegal revenue collectors. The governor made the commendation during an unannounced visit to the agency's headquarters in Awka. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike has details.
Addressing the men of the command, the governor expressed happiness with the positive impact of the brigade's onslaught against touts, impersonators, and illegal revenue collectors in the state. He revealed that the major challenges facing the state are flooding and erosion, tasking them to expedite action towards clearing blocked drainages as well as street trading. According to the governor, the duties of Ocha Brigade are enormous and as such must be carefully carried out diplomatically and professionally, warning that anyone caught wanting will be sacked and asked those who are tired of the job to give way for those who are ready to join in providing solutions to the state. He sympathized with the injured members of the agency and assured them that the 10% increased salary will be paid to them from January till date, as they have shown full commitment to their job.
Okay? And commending. Then we must keep on. Health is wealth. And cleanliness is the next to godliness. Our target is that Anambra will become the cleanest state in Nigeria.
For the Commissioner for Environment, Engineer Felix Odimegu, the service of Ocha Brigade has made the enforcement drive of the ministry an easy one, as the agency has shown huge commitment and dedication and asked them not to relent in their quest of making the state livable.
I believe that from flowing from up to down, we will have men of Ocha who are men of character and of reputation. So I charge much more to maintain that integrity.
While assuring the training and retraining of staff of the agency, the managing director of Ocha Brigade, Comrade Celestine Anere, said that in line with the directive of the state government, anyone found compromising of any kind will be flushed out, as the command will no longer condone bad eggs, and encouraged the public to continue to send in their complaints and evidence, assuring that justice will be done at all times. He also assured the staff of the agency that the command is in plan with the government towards staff welfare, admonishing them on the tasks of their job and not to cut corners as they risk being dismissed from service.
As any member of Ocha Brigade collecting money from anybody is an ambo. So, catchable. There must be some type of encouragement for our staff. So we put all this forward to the government, and hopefully it's going to our staff.
The governor was accompanied to the visit by his deputy, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, some ESCO members, among other top government functionaries. In Awka, Chibuzo Obidike, ABS News.
The governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, says plans are on to immortalize late literary icon and traditional ruler of Ndikeleon, Professor Chukwuemeka Ike. Governor Soludo spoke through the Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, at an event organized by the Nigerian Book Foundation in collaboration with Anambra State Ministry of Education and Nigerian Union of Journalists, the Anambra State Council, to remember Professor Chukwuemeka Ike 3 years after his demise. Emmanuel Chiwata has details of this report.
Governor described Professor Ike as a genius and literary giant who left indelible mark on the sands of time.
What he has done is acceptable within his time of living. And this book will live forever because the prototypes he created are still alive today.
Also, in his speech, the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, urged Nigerian students to study well to achieve greatness in life. Mr. Obi emphasized the need for proper and quality education among the Nigerian students, citing some renowned Nigerians like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Professor Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and the late literary giant Professor Ike, who made history and became famous as great writers. He described Professor Ike as a man whose legacies will remain forever and advised the students to strive for knowledge, values, and good behavior, which he said is a ground for greatness.
It is important that you know that one day, all of you here, some of you are going to be famous writer, some of you are going to be governor, some of you are going to be president, anything. That is what the world offers you with education.
Also speaking, the traditional ruler of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe, noted that Professor Ike's books will live forever, while the traditional ruler of Obosi, Igwe Chidubem Iweka, called for promotion of Igbo language among students, urging them to say no to cultism. In his welcome address, the co-president, Nigerian Book Foundation Board of Trustees, Professor Stella Okuna, said the event availed the opportunity to celebrate the literary giant and his works 3 years after his death, noting that he was a chairman of the foundation.
We call it a remembrance event. Just trying to think about him, remember him, celebrate him, and we intend to make this an annual event.
The NUJ chairman, Anambra State Council, Dr. Odogwu Emeka Odogwu, who commended the Nigerian Book Foundation for initiating the idea to celebrate the renowned icon, called on the state government to immortalize Professor Ike due to his notable achievement. A keynote speaker at the event, Professor Sule Enya, gave a rundown of the literary works of Professor Ike and noted that Professor Ike remains a conspicuous and significant part in Nigerian literary space that should always be celebrated. In appreciation, brother of Professor Ike, Prince Fortune Ike, thanked the organizers of the event for celebrating the literary icon. The literary icon was, until his death, the traditional ruler of Ndi Ikeliong in Orumba North local government area, who used a mixture of lampoon, humor, and satire in his literary works. Some of his works are Sunset at Dawn, Expo 77, The Bottled Leopard, The Chicken Chaser, Anu Ebunwa, The Naked Gods, Toad for Supper, and many more. Performances depicting the works of Professor Ike capped the event.
Anambra State Deputy Governor Dr. Onyeka Chukwu has requested the All Progressive Grand Alliance APGA faithful to always prioritize the collective interest of the party over personal gains. The Deputy Governor made the call during the OBZ APGA Stakeholders Forum at Mbauku, Okasa local government area. Government House correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports.
OBZ Forum is an umbrella body that unites 7 communities in Awka South, namely Nibo, Nise, Amobia, Mbuku, Isiagu, Umuawolo, and Ezinato. Deputy Governor Ibezinhu emphasized the need for members of APGA in the area to be more united than ever, pointed out that they can only attain greater heights and achieve their collective targets, both politically and otherwise, when united. He reminded them to always be their brother's keeper, as the party's slogan implies, and appealed to aggrieved members of the forum to forgive and join hands to build OBZ APGA in the best interest of all.
Please and please, let us talk to ourselves first. And so now meeting now
Speaking earlier, the chairman of OBZ Stakeholders Forum, Chief Dominic Nwoye, thanked members of the forum for their efforts towards making things better, noting that the major purpose of the group is to support the administration of Professor Chukwuma Soludo and make APGA great. On his part, the state deputy chairman of APGA, Chief Tony Emeli Gwele, harped on the need for the leadership of the forum to carry everybody along at all times, and while expressing hope that the forum will wax stronger, discouraged members against acts that can cause disunity and retrogression.
We move forcefully
to our expectation. So I advise the obese people to stay together, to come together and form a formidable force. Then whatever we have decided to do or play will come to fulfillment.
During the meeting, some of the members, including Chief Ozemena Okafo and Chief Christian Ezenwoke, among others, took turns to make suggestions on how to move the forum and ABGA forward. From Mbuku in Awka South local government area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Simeon Onyemechi, says Governor Chukwuma Soludo is in a hurry to attain universal health coverage in the state. Dr. Onyemechi discloses when he held a meeting with Anambra Town announcers at the head office of the agency in Awka. Correspondent Chibuzo Okoye completes the story.
Pressing the town announcers, Dr. Onyemechi, who said that they have already registered 183,000 people into the scheme, noted that Governor Soludo has given them a mandate to quickly ramp up the ASHA beneficiaries in the state. The ASHA boss explained that through their mapping, they realized that they have engaged critical stakeholders that have not done much in engaging those in rural communities. Hence, the meeting with the town announcers, who disseminate information to various villages and communities for them to take the message of ASHA to their people for better clarity and understanding. He revealed that ASHA recently incorporated prostate operation into the scheme in order to serve the Anambra better, and made it clear that Governor Soludo is in a hurry to attain universal health coverage in the state. Dr. Onyemechi later gave 1 year of free insurance premium to all the Anambra State town announcers that attended the meeting for them to start benefiting from the scheme, which he described as the catalyst to ending out-of-pocket medical expenses.
Mr. Governor, Mr. Solution, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has actually given us a mandate to quickly ramp up the numbers of beneficiaries of Anambra State Health Insurance Agency. The governor has made a lot of provision towards taking care of the counterpart payment for the Anambra who pay their 12,000 naira premium to register in our scheme. And he is in a hurry to attain universal health coverage.
In their various speeches, Mr. Isaac Wosu from Awka and Emmanuel Nwankwo from Nanka thanked ASHA and the Anambra State government for doing wonderful work in the state through the agency and promised that they will help to disseminate the information in their various domains. In Awka, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
The news tonight, youth in Anambra State have been advised to key into the state government skill acquisition programs to become self-reliant. The Anambra State Commissioner for Culture, Entertainment and Tourism, Comrade Don Onyenji, gave the advice on the Joint Campus Council of the National Association of Nigerian Students Anambra State Chapter, paying him a visit in his office in Awka. Commissioner Onyenji, who charged them to be serious with their education, encouraged them to organize themselves and harness their potential in the creative industry. He told them to leverage the strength of their various groups and initiate programs that could promote them and their products to the limelight. The Commissioner urged them to have a link with the state government by identifying all the various skill acquisition programs of the state, which include One Youth, Two Skills, and Innovation District programs. Commissioner Onyenji informed them of some of the ministry's programs, including Meet and Greet, a program used to profile all the entertainers in the state for bigger events. The Commissioner also encouraged them to venture into information communication technology to make genuine money with their smartphones. On his part, the leader of the group, Master Chibuikem Naka, thanked Commissioner Onyenji for his warm reception and informed him of their intended program coming up before the end of the year and appealed for his support and partnership. Following global safety concerns, a National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control said it has started investigating and responding to news on recall of Indomie noodles by Taiwanese and Malaysian authorities. Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, in a statement today, May 2, 2023, said that the Director of Food Lab Services Directorate has been engaged and is working on methodology for the analysis. Professor Mojisola maintained that Indomie is one of the foods on the government prohibition list and that they are taking extra caution to ensure that the product is not smuggled in, and if so, a marketing surveillance would detect it. She said that they would want to make sure that the spices used for Indomie and other noodles in Nigeria are tested, and that what is NAFDAC Food Safety and Applied Nutrition and Post-Marketing Surveillance are doing this week are the production facilities and in the market. According to her, the public will be duly updated with outcomes of the investigation. Young Christian Workers YCW have been asked to become the change they desire to make Nigeria a better place. Speaker after speaker at the first ever Workers' Day celebration by the Abuja Archdiocese YCW harped on the need for youth to become innovative to change the narrative for Nigerian youth and the voiceless amongst them. We have details of this report from our studio.
A senior civil servant, Chief Ifeanyi Agoha, in a keynote speech on a research for a better life, engineering the youth for innovative and digital performance, urged youths to put to work what the church preaches, be advocates of good tidings and bearers of the value chain of Christian doctrine as espoused by Jesus Christ and Mother Mary. He lamented that the introduction of the new media and its associate brands, instead of complementing on the positive side, the negative impact has exceeded all bounds, and charged them to watch it as they imbibe the intrinsic values.
Quality of life includes the work and life balance, education and skills, social connections, civil engagement and governance, environmental quality, personal security and subjective well-being, income, wealth, jobs and earning, and even housing.
On her part, journalist, the founder, Balm for the Bruised Foundation, Princess Ekwe Ajide, who spoke on 21st century youth taking charge of their destiny, reminded the youth that the world is competitive, hence the need to be creative and innovative, and must put in their best in whatever they do. She asked them to learn to think outside the box so they can carve a niche for themselves by making use of the limitless information on the internet to change the narrative.
I'll say that being innovative is one of the critical skills for achieving success in any business, and it can deliver significant benefits. Innovation can help you solve problems, generate profit, increase your market share, and edge out your competitors.
The Abuja Archdiocesan President of YCW, Emmanuel Anabo, who read the speech of the International President, Clemens Okepo, called on young workers to get involved and raise the voices of the voiceless to create positive changes. He urged them to use the opportunity presented by their slogan, See George and Act method, to train themselves in every aspect of their lives to inspire others. The St. Luke's YCW President, Benedicta Okere, who read the speech of the International President, Paul Mary Williams Onofere, urged young workers to make a difference by seeking God's intervention so that through faith, hope, and charity, they can become the faith driver amongst other youths to work for the good of Nigeria. The Young Christian Workers, YCW, is an international organization founded by Reverend Joseph Kadijin in Belgium. As the Young Trade Unionists, the organization adopted its present name in 1924. YCW joins other trade unions to celebrate the first day of May every year as Workers' Day of International Unity and Solidarity.
Ali, son of Palestinian prisoner Khader Adnan, who died in an Israeli jail during a hunger strike, reacted as Palestinian rally near Jenin in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Palestinian prisoner Khader Adnan died in Israel custody earlier today after being on hunger strike for nearly 3 months. The 45-year-old went on hunger strike several times after previous arrests, including a 55-day strike in 2015 to protest his detention without charge. A medic from the group of physicians for human rights in Israel visited Adnan in prison this week and warned that he faces imminent death and called for him to be urgently transferred to the hospital. Over now to sports. FIFA President Gianni Infantino has threatened to not broadcast the Women's World Cup in 5 European countries unless TV companies improve their rights offers. The World Cup, co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand, started on 20th of July. Infantino said European broadcasters had offered World Football's governing body $1 million to $10 million for the rights, compared with $100 million to $200 million for the Men's World Cup. He also said at a World Trade Organization meeting in Geneva that if the offers continue not to be fair, they will be forced not to broadcast the FIFA Women's World Cup into the bigger 5 European countries. Rights offered for previous tournaments were bundled together with other events, including the Men's World Cup, but FIFA has now separated the bidding process. And that's just about it on the news tonight. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. And on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log to our website on www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points again. Governor Soludo has lauded Ocha Brigade for onslaught against stout illegal revenue collection in the state. Anambra Deputy Governor Ibesim has asked Abga Faithful to prioritize collective interests of the party over personal gains. NAFDAC has begun a probe on safety of Indomie noodles. And we also told you that protests has erupted after Palestinian hunger striker Kader dies in Israeli prison. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and the promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the tax ahead. And that's it on the news tonight. Thank you for joining us. My name is Chidima Orangwa. Good night.